Hi, I'm Ross Benjamin of RBWins.com. It's Saturday, June the 20th, and it's time for another edition of my NFL regular season win totals. It's part 22 of the 32-part series in which I've been covering. I've covered 21 teams already, 11 more to go, including today. And today it's going to be the Minnesota Vikings. And right now, a consensus at the offshore and Las Vegas sportsbooks shows their regular season win total to be 9 to go over that number at moneyline odds of minus 105, and to go under 9 regular season wins on the Vikings, it comes at minus 125. The Vikings were 10-6 a season ago, and they finished second to the Green Bay Packers in the NFC North. They did qualify for the playoffs as an NFC wildcard team. They upset New Orleans in the divisional round, in the wild card round, and then lost in the divisional round at San Francisco, and that's the same 49ers team that went on to win the NFC and appear in the Super Bowl only to lose to Kansas City. Now this season, you look at their schedule right off the bat, what jumps out to me is the fact their first 5 games for those opponents are teams that made the playoffs a season ago. And the 5th opponent is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road, and we all know, unless you've been living under a rock, that Tom Brady is now the quarterback of Tampa Bay, and he'll be joined by all-world tight end Rob Gronkowski, who ended a short 1-year retirement and signed with Tampa Bay in the offseason, and of course those 2 terrific wide receivers the Tampa Bay Buccaneers own. So that's going to be a whole different team than the 7-9 club that we saw a season ago. Then if you look at the road slate, 4 of their 8 games on the road against teams that made the playoffs a season ago. Additionally, 2 more games, the one at Tampa Bay that I just alluded to, and also at Indianapolis, who I like to win the AFC South this year. So not exactly a soft road schedule for the Vikings. Their offense will once again be led by quarterback Kirk Cousins, who's thrown for 51 touchdowns against 16 interceptions the last 2 years. Big news in the offseason was Minnesota traded Stephon Diggs, their star wide receiver. They traded him to the Buffalo Bills in exchange for a number 1 draft choice and then several other draft choices as well. The number 1 being the key component there. Diggs last year, over 1,000 yards. 2 years ago, over 1,000 yards receiving. So he's going to leave big shoes to fill. The Vikings did use one of their first-round draft choices this year on wide receiver Justin Jefferson of the LSU Tigers. That's the national champion LSU Tigers. Now, I think he's going to develop into a big game receiver, big play receiver, I should say. He's able to stretch the field vertically, but, folks, I think it's unfair to expect this kid to step right in his rookie campaign and match the productivity that Diggs has shown in the last 2 years. Also, Diggs, 3 years in the league, averages 16.7 yards per reception. So, big shoes to fill, as I alluded to before, and I think Justin Jefferson's going to be a good one. I just don't think you're going to see him step in his rookie campaign and put up big numbers. Adam Thielen will get his opportunity to be the number 1 wide receiver in Minnesota, albeit if you ask Stephon Diggs, he was anyway last year. Despite Diggs getting over 1,000 yards receiving the last 2 years, he often complained that he wasn't being targeted enough, and surely enough, you could read between the lines. He was directing those comments to Kirk Cousins and his usage of Adam Thielen a little too much. So, in any event, Adam Thielen will get his chance. It's his team right now as far as the wide receiver room goes, and I think he's going to find it a little more difficult this year, folks. I mean, they're going to force Justin Jefferson to beat NFL cornerbacks in one-on-one coverage, and all of a sudden Adam Thielen is going to be the focal point, I should say, of opposing secondaries. He's going to see a lot more double teams than he did a season ago. And, you could say he might have been the number 1 target last year, but a lot of that had to do, folks, with Stefon Diggs drawing the majority of double teams between him and Thielen, which opened the game up for Thielen. He saw a lot of single coverage. Whole different entity this year. Now, that's not to say he's not going to put up decent numbers. I just don't think he's going to put up the type of numbers that he did a season ago, and he'll be hard-pressed to come near 1,000 yards receiving this year with all things being considered. Delvin Cook is an excellent running back, albeit you have to question his durability through his first 3 years in the league, as a matter of fact. He has missed 19 of a possible 48 regular season games in his 3 years. He's also in the midst of a contract squabble. He's in will be entering the fourth year of a rookie contract, which for all intent and purposes, rookie contracts are just for 4 years, and the team can exercise an option in the fifth year. However, Delvin Cook says, I want things done right now. I want an extension right now. And the Vikings' counter to that is, and rightfully so in my opinion, look, you've missed 19 of 48 regular season games. You have 2 career playoff starts. Both came last year and you were ineffective. You haven't shown the durability yet. Yes, you did account for 1,600 total yards from scrimmage last year and 13 touchdowns, but that was far and away your best of the 3 years. Let's give it another year. Let's see what happens, and we're certainly not opposed to rewarding you. So we'll see what happens there. My feeling is he's going to make a lot of noise. He's going to hold out, possibly, at the beginning of the training camp, but he'll eventually play. And hopefully they work things out for a Minnesota Vikings fan standpoint anyway. Defensively, tight end position. Can't go without mentioning Kyle Rudolph. Excellent run blocker. Very nice target in the red zone. He's not going to stretch the field vertically, but he's a good one. And he's a veteran, and he's a stabilizing force. So they're in good hands there at tight end. And then you look at their defense, which was very good last year. They were a top 10 defense. And this year they pick up in the offseason unrestricted free agent defensive tackle Michael Pierce, him formerly of the Baltimore Ravens. In the draft, with one of their other number 1 picks, they take Jeff Gladney, the quarterback out of TCU. I think the Vikings' front 7 is going to be very good. A little bit of a question mark to me in the secondary, especially if you account for the fact you're going to have Gladney, who's right now penciled in as a starter in his rookie campaign, and then last year's number 1 pick, Mike Hughes out of Central Florida, who held his own last year. In any event, you're going to have 2 cornerbacks as a rookie and 1 year of NFL experience. So you could bet your sweet bippy that opposing offensive coordinators are going to attack Minnesota on the outside, and the Vikings are hoping they get a pass rush to help the youngsters out. They do have a stabilizing force on the back end with veteran safety Harrison Smith out of Notre Dame. He'll certainly provide the kind of experience they need to help out the youngsters. But having said that, again, big question marks in the secondary for the Vikings. After looking at their schedule that I already discussed with you, and some of the other factors, Stefon Diggs being one of them, don't forget, Justin Jefferson not only coming in his rookie year, but he comes in an off season which has been unprecedented. There's been no mini camps, no spring workouts, no time to develop chemistry with his quarterback, and then the only time he's going to be able to do that legally, I should say, is when he comes into training camp. So I don't know if that's enough time for him to develop as a true NFL receiver, a productive NFL receiver in his rookie year. It's yet to be seen. I think he'll be a good one eventually, like I said, but I think he's going to struggle in his rookie year, and I think that's going to hurt Minnesota overall. And I'd like the Vikings to go under 9 regular season wins at moneyline odds of minus 125. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, be sure to hit that right below the video here. You'll see a OSGA logo. Hover over that. A subscribe button will come up. Hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. There's no strings attached. You'll be notified immediately upon any of my free pick videos coming out, not only throughout the NFL regular season total series, but when the games actually begin in the NBA pretty soon, the NHL, I'll have some free picks on this channel. So again, it helps keep these videos alive, folks. Hit that subscribe button, and we really appreciate it. And until the next time, part 23 of our NFL regular season win totals. Take care, God bless, and stay safe.